Hey guys, today I'm here with a get ready with me video. I haven't done one of these in a long time and I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through and see what kind of products I've been using recently. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes that I'm trying to get through, so I have kind of a mixture of what I'm going to be using here. We will get right into it. Just let me put my headband on here to keep my hair out of my face. And then that'll help so none of my makeup gets in my hair, because that's annoying when that happens. The first thing I'm going to do is start with my Smashbox Photo Finish primer water, and let me spray this and then I'll talk about it. So I don't know that there's benefits from this yet. I'm still new to it. I had a sample before and I wasn't like a huge fan. But now that Smashbox is cruelty free, I wanted to give it a try again to see what I think. I wasn't too like over the top about it before as far as seeing benefits, but I wasn't like against it either, if that makes sense. I was just kind of like, well, it might work, but it might not. I really don't see a huge difference. I hear a lot of people like it and see a difference after using it consistently for a while, just as far as like an additional skincare step. So we'll see what I think, but so far I don't really have any thoughts about it. I've only been using it for about a week. Next thing I want to use is this Brighter Days Highlighting Moisturizer from Tarte. I am not really familiar with this. I received it as a sample, I think on a Sephora order. I got it as a point perk, 100 point perk. No real smell on it. It does feel nice and moisturizing for sure. That made my skin feel so good. And it has a little bit of a sheen to it, so that'll be nice too under makeup. I really like having a little sheen. And let me see if I can see anything close up. I see a little bit of a glow, but it's nothing like the Becca liquid illuminators or anything like that. So I'm also excited to be trying this because I love Tarte, so anything that Tarte has that's new, I like to try to see what my thoughts are about it. I'm trying to get over this cold and allergy thing I've got going on the past couple weeks, and I'm at the stage now where I'm like pretty much over it, but I'm still coughing like all the time consistently, and it's just one of those like cough, okay, that's it. Very annoying cough, but if you hear me coughing throughout the video, I'm sorry, but I can't really do much about it. I'm taking a travel size of the Becca Opal liquid illuminator, and I just like to mix that with my primer. And the primer I've been using recently is this Hangover RX replenishing face primer. So this is a moisturizing primer, and it smells like coconut. I really love it. Too Faced is another one of my favorite brands, so I just take a little bit of the liquid illuminator on my fingers, mix in my primer, and then go all over my face. Make sure I get everywhere. And it's really nice for the summertime because I feel like my skin is combo dry, I would say. I get oily in the T-zone, but more just my nose gets oily, and as you can see, I'm dealing with this guy right here, but my skin is really dry in the wintertime. I get eczema on my eyelids, which I still have a little bit of that today. I have just a lot of things going on all the time with my skin, but yeah, I love that primer because it's moisturizing and it smells like coconut, which is great for the summer because it reminds me of like the beach and just gives me that like beachy feeling, laid back vibes while I'm getting ready in the morning. When I'm not quite awake, I feel like I'm on the beach. It's a nice way to wake up. It doesn't make any sense. So I like to, right after I do my facial moisturizer, I like to go in with a shadow insurance. I'm using the shadow insurance. I like to go in with an eye primer so that everything's moisturized, and then I can put on the products on top of that. I'm using the Shadow Insurance today from Too Faced. I really like this. It has a slight nude tint to it. I think it's really great. It's probably one of my favorites. I've had a ton of them in the past. So one of my go-to eyelid primers for sure. Next, I'm going to go in with a Born This Way sample that I have. And I'm not a huge fan of the Born This Way foundation. I found it to be really oily on my skin, but I had a few samples from an order that I placed, and I thought I'd try it again to see maybe it'll be different this time. I don't know. I wanted to love it because I love Too Faced, but just don't know. Something about it didn't agree with my skin, and I mean, I'm dry, so that's what kind of raised a red flag in my mind, because I was like, if it's oily on me and I'm dry, what's it like on people with oily skin? But then I hear so many people that love it, so I just don't know. So I'm using my Real Techniques blender, and I always take it down my neck, make sure I get my chin area so that there's no lines marking like my natural skin color from my foundation skin color. I am self-tanned right now, so this nude shade was close. I'd say close to what I need. So this would be my summer shade for sure. I like to self-tan in the summer. It seems a little light still maybe, but we'll see. I think once I get bronzer and everything on, it'll look a lot better. I know that light is kind of washing me out, I feel like, with my face. It might look better on, like when I watch this back, sometimes it looks better, so I'll have to see. But, so far, I actually like the way it feels right now on my skin. I feel like it's like dried down. It's not tacky or anything at all, which is not what I remember, so we'll see how it comes out. I'm going in and correcting my dark circles with this Fiona Styles Light Fusion Brightening pen, and this is in the shade Apricot 0304. This could be used as a concealer, but it's more peachy toned for me because I picked up the wrong shade, so I'm using it as a color corrector for my under eye circles. So I just go in and do the very corners of my eyes, and you can already see it has a brightening effect under there. And then I'm going to go back over top of it with a concealer. And recently I've been trying to use up my Rainforest of the Sea concealer from Tarte. This is in the shade Light. I got this when it first came out. So what was that, a year ago, 2 years ago? I got it like as soon as it hit the market. I will say this Aqua Sealer and the Aqua Foundation were on QVC first, so they've been out for a while. But as far as when it hit Sephora, I think it was 2 years ago, that's when I picked that up. It's getting old. It needs to be used up. There's nothing wrong with it. It still smells like paint, which is what it smells like when you buy it from day one. But I remember before not liking it that much, just because I thought it didn't really like brighten a whole lot and it kind of looked dry under my eyes. But recently I've been using it and I've been loving it. I think it looks really nice. I think it does what it needs to do and covers everything perfectly. So I really like it. And I'm trying to just finish it up because there's really not that much left. I think it's to about here, so it's almost done. Then next I went in with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick Concealer in the shade Follow Your Bisque. I just covered up that unsightly thing. And then I'm just going to go in with my little mini, I think this is an Eco Tools one. Yeah, I believe this is a Eco Tools one. I'm just going to go in with that and conceal around it. blend it into the skin. Okay, and then next I'm going to go in with a setting powder, and this is the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. This is a little sample size, as you can see. I love this. I think it smooths the look of pores and fine lines, and it just has that like blurring effect to the skin. I really like it. It has a white look in the container, but on the skin it goes on translucent, and I don't have any sort of issue with flashback or anything like that. So just take it and go all over. I'm using my It Cosmetics brushes today for the face, and a couple for eyes, but I'll be using some other brushes also. These brushes are like the softest brushes in the world. I swear, they're my favorite soft brushes. It's just that they're so expensive that I don't have more because of that. To conceal and just further brighten my under eyes, I'm going in with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dolce de Leche, taking that light shade on my little brush. I think this is a concealer brush from that It Cosmetics set, and I'm just going to go in and set my under eyes. I'm going to go back in with this powder brush from It Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. This is the one with the 3 lights, the dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. And then just go back over and set my face again with that, just to give it a nice glow all over the skin. And this just adds a nice radiance. You can see it in your daily makeup. You don't have that flat look to the skin, so that makes it really nice. Also going in with my Burt's Bees Caramel Apple Lip Balm, which I like to do while I'm getting ready, just to soften my lips for any lip product that I'm going to use in the future. And if I'm using a matte lip, I go and wipe it off. But if I'm using a regular lipstick or like a tinted lip balm, lip gloss, I just add it right on top. Because by the time I'm done with my makeup, it will have like worn into the lips and soften them up how I want. So to contour, I'm going back into that Wet n Wild Dolce de Leche on the deeper side, using my It Cosmetics brush. Just going right in here, carving out the cheeks. I'm going to go in with this It Cosmetics, I'll tell you the name of this one. It's the 114 Airbrush Essential Bronzer Brush. This is one of the best bronzer brushes I have. It's very dense and compact. As you can see, it's so soft, but it just puts down bronzer so amazing, and I love it. I would totally buy another one of these, and I think this was pretty expensive. I want to say in the $40 range, if not more, just for this one brush. But it has to be easily my favorite bronzer brush of all time, because it lays the color on the skin so nice, but also because it's so dense, it picks up a ton of color, but then it also blends it into the skin really nicely, so you really don't have to worry about how it looks on the skin. It just kind of like blends in and almost gives you that natural look to your skin. So as you can see, I took it right here on the chin and then worked it down into the neck just to make it look more natural. I also took it up over the forehead just to deepen that up, to kind of contour, but also to give it that natural look once again. So I'm using this Makeup Revolution Ultra Blush Palette in Hot Spice, and I'm going to go into this shimmery pink blush right there, and I'm using an EcoTools blush brush. Just going on the apples of my cheek and working my way back. It's very pigmented, so you don't need much on your brush. However, this is a shimmer shade. The shimmer shades are more of like a top coat, and so you do need a little bit more with that. I always like to smile, or at least go like to perk up those apples and then put the color down on that. Once I have the desired glow look, I like to go in with an e.l.f. brush. I don't see a lot of people doing this, but I like to do it. I just like to go in. This is a blending brush, and it looks like a big fan brush, but I just like to go in and kind of blend over everything and not wipe it away, but kind of blend it all together so that you don't have those lines of demarcation. So you don't have like a contour line and then a bronzer line and then a blush line, and just kind of meld it all together with a blending brush like this. Next, I'm going to go in with my Hourglass brow sculpting pencil, and this is in the shade Auburn. I really like this pencil. On one end you have the spoolie, on the other end you have the arch. It's the triangular tip. What I really like about this too is that one side, you can see right here is the lid for this one, and right here is the spoolie lid. So they're two different sizes, so you can easily see which end is which, and you're not putting the spoolie side on the other one. You can see, so I know sometimes with other brushes, I would pull it off and I'd be like, oh, that's the spoolie's end, but this one, it's easy to tell. So I'm going to go in and do my brows real quick. I will have the mirror like this, but I'll probably fast forward so it's not forever, so you can see how I put my brows on. And now that I have my brows on, I'm going to go in with this Ulta double-ended, it's an eyebrow on one end and then it's a highlighter on the other end, and I just go and underline the brow. And then once that's on, I'm going to take this Real Techniques eyeliner brush. It's an angled eyeliner brush, and I go in and just blend that into the skin so that there's no harsh lines, and it just kind of cleans up the underside of that brow, and then it looks more natural that way. Okay, then once I've cleaned up my brows, it's time to go in and set the eye. Just so I have my eyeshadow primer on, I have my brow liner. I just like to put a cream color all over the eyes, or like a skin tone color all over the eyes, just to kind of set everything in place. Today I'm going to use the Fiona Styles Mistake Proof Makeup Artist Eyeshadow Palette. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's kind of a cream color shade. I'm going to go right in and just put that from the lash line clear up to the brow. And for the crease, I'm going to take this shade right here and put that in the crease. It's a lot deeper than what I thought it was, but I think it's going to turn out alright. Okay, so now you can see that the crease is done. I had a little trouble. Right here I have some texture on my eyelid from eczema and dry skin. So it wasn't this, but it was that, where I had to go in and do a little bit of extra blending in that area. And so this is the IT Cosmetics brush kit I have. It has a little bow, and it's called Airbrush 101 or something like that. Ultimate Airbrush something. Your ultimate brush kit. Okay. I'm going to set this palette aside, and I'm going to go to the Naked palette, and all over the eye I'm going to take the shade Sidecar, which is right here, and I have this little sponge applicator thing that I've been using, so we'll see how that picks up this shade. I'm a firm believer in these little sponge things. I just think that we've gotten far away from them using brushes. I know a lot of people seemingly think they're junk, but I think it actually picks up a lot of product, and I always thought that growing up. Those were the only kind of applicators we used to have. So I always thought that those picked up a nice amount of product. But I know nowadays people don't use them. Sometimes I think they're worth going back in and using though. So I'm just blending out that eye look right now. to make it look more natural. Now I'm going to take this little Wet n Wild brush. It's like a little smudger brush. I'm going to go into the shade Smog, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner of the eye. I know some people are very much against using shimmers in the outer corner. I think if you do it right, they can blend in really nicely because you're putting a shimmer on a shimmer, and the shimmer is going to blend in. Unless you're putting like a glitter there, and then it might be different, but I think it can work. I do it all the time. I really don't like always follow those makeup rules with matte and shimmers like everyone else seems to. And just finishing up that outer corner. Then we're going to go back in and blend again so there's no harsh lines. That outer corner color. But so far I really like it. See, like right here, this line we're going to blend out so you don't see that. I'm going to go back in with that Real Techniques base shadow brush and just blend. So there's no obvious lines. Okay, so that is the finished eye look. Let's put on some eyeliner. I'm going to go in with this Essence Superfine Eyeliner Pen in Waterproof, and this is black, and I'm just going to go in and make a nice wing with it. It is a day off for me, so I feel like I'm going to go a little bit more wild. I'm going to make a big wing just to be, you know, whatever. So there's my big wing. And now time to do the other eye. So my tips for wing liner are as follows. So you want to find the type of pencil that works for you. This is a felt tip, but it is a thin tip. It comes out and it's like crazy looking, but it works so nicely because the tip of it bends a little bit, so it just hugs to your eye. Some people like the brush tip better. It really all depends on your comfort level, your eye shape, the type of skin that you have on your eyes, if you're older, if you're younger. You know, it can all play into your eyeliner. So my first tip is find what works for you as far as the tip goes. An easy way to do that is to just buy cheap ones from, you know, Walmart, Walgreens, wherever. Just buy like Wet n Wild and Milani and NYC. I know that's not cruelty free, so for those of us who are cruelty free, Essence, Catrice, those are both cruelty free. You can try those. They're super cheap. Ulta and Walmart brands, you know, they have stuff out there. So try something cheap before you go and buy a high-end one that you might not like. Or if you're going the high-end route, make sure the return policy is good. Like Sephora and Ulta have a good return policy, so if you don't like it, you can return it as long as you have the receipt. My next step is to make short dashes the whole way across. So as you can see, I'm going through and I'm going line, stop, line, stop, line, stop, and you can go over it like this, just little brush strokes. The key with that is that you are not then making it's not one step. It's not like bloop, like you would on a piece of paper. You're not making one step. You're doing it a little bit at a time, connecting it, making it smooth. You're not dragging your eyelid with you as you're doing it, just going slow. Also, I like to anchor my finger on my face. So I take this and do it that way. That steadies the hand. Over here, I put my finger on my cheekbone and I do it that way. I have slightly, I guess slightly hooded eyes. I have a little bit of extra skin there, so I can't just like take it out and have it be perfect. You know how a lot of times you see in YouTube videos where people take it out and they come back in? The coming back in is dragging my skin in and it's not smooth and ends up a mess, basically. So what I like to do is I like to take it out slowly. Get the wing eye like, again, making short motions. Hold this there and go back in. Now I'm going to hold it and go back in. Now I can go in and color in all that dead space. If I were to have just gone like right back in, that wouldn't have worked out well. Now, if you look at my eyes, this side does not match this side, so I need to go back and fix that.
So, I'm going to take it from here, go back, and just make that section a little bit wider.
Now they look closer. However, your wings are probably never going to be the same on both sides. It's just a fact of life. It's just something that I've learned to deal with. But as long as they're as close as they can possibly be, it takes a lot of practice for sure. I've been doing a wing since 7th grade, and I was 12 at the time. That was 15 years ago. So I've been practicing for 15 years on my wings, and they're still not perfect every day. So don't think if you're new at makeup that you're going to get it right away. So I went in with my Tarte lash curler, and now I'm going to go in with the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. This is the orange one. I just tried this yesterday for the first time, and I'm still trying to decide what I think about it. So the key to this mascara is, if you can see the wand, the one side is curved in and then the other side kind of sticks out in the back. So what I do is I take the curled side and go on my lashes like that. Then I take the side that's like sticking out and kind of up, and then I just bump up my lashes with that. I like what I see so far, and I kind of go in, and it's almost giving it a double coating by doing that. Yesterday I really liked the look of the lashes all day long. They do kind of give you that like crispy lash feeling though, so if you don't like that, then you probably won't like this mascara, but I don't have a problem with it as long as it's not like flaking onto my skin. I hate when you get those little black flecks. I haven't gotten any of that, but you do have a little bit of a crispy lash too, which again, I said, I don't necessarily mind, but I know there's some people out there who would mind. Alright, so the eye look is complete, and then we're going to go back in and finish the cheeks. We're going to go into this Makeup Revolution Ultra Blush palette in Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold. And I'm going to take this highlighter down here. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a peachy shade, I guess. So I'm going to take that on this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to go over the cheekbones. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really pretty glow. And then I like to go down my nose. I just go straight down, pop some there, pop some there. Just adds a nice light to the face. Put a little bit in the middle of the forehead. Oh yeah, that was really, really pretty. Somewhere between that natural glow and like the BAM highlight, but as you can see there, so pretty. I love this palette because it has 6 shimmers and then there's 2 mattes, so you can use these as blush. This is like a shimmer bronzer shade, but all the rest are such pretty highlights. I really love this palette. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go in and set my makeup. I've been using this Honest Beauty spray. This is an elevated hydration replenishing mist, but I like to use it as a finishing spray just because my skin is a little bit dry. I like to just spray it, so like right now my skin feels a little bit dry, but when I set it with this, it feels nice all day long. I'm not saying this is going to keep your makeup for longer, but it makes my skin feel good at the end of my makeup application. So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this headband out, and fix my hair a little bit. Then I'm going to put on a lip, and we are all, so I have been wanting to try this. I had picked this up on Haute Look. This is the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in Miami Fever, and I just think it looks so pretty. This is the Kathleen Lights one. I've never tried the shade, so we'll see what I think. Okay. Well, I really like the color of this. This is very different, and with my hair it's kind of like, whoa, it's a lot going on, but I actually really like the way it looks. I think this look came out really nice. I have the natural eye, and then the lip, the brighter lip. The Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lips are one of my favorite lips because they are just like, they're not overly drying, they just feel really nice, and they do last a long time. Now if you're eating or drinking, of course it's going to be different, but yeah, I really like the way it came out. I think it looks nice. I'm ready to go out now, but I literally have nowhere to go, but I'm ready to go if I had somewhere to go. So yeah, that is this look for today. Let me know what you guys think below. If you have any of these products, let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, I'm feeling it. I like this lip. It's like different, but I like it. It's nothing like I have. Got a piece of hair sticking there. It's nothing like I have in my collection already, so it's awesome to have that. And it's supporting of, and of course supporting Kathleen Lights because I love her and I love her channel and it's just so amazing. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. If you have other ideas, please let me know below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.